Well. Unless you live under a rock, don't have cable, don't have internet access, or just don't even care, you wouldn't know. But if you have the slightest bit of a clue, Dolphins lost to the Baltimore Ravens 59-10. Yep, it was one of those games. So, before I do anything, let's get into it.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.
So, before I get into anything, let's just say we looked horrendous. Offense, defense, special teams. My God. So, let's see what happened. Offensive line, one was collapsed every play. Whether if we ran the ball or threw the ball, the pocket collapsed for the quarterback, and there was no running lanes for the running backs. Even if we even tried to run it, because we barely ran it, we only had 12 runs to the Baltimore Ravens 46. And yes, I understand they're a run-heavy team, but still, just wow. Now, defensively, we were just lost. Wow, just lost. And if we weren't, it was just, I guess, bad play calling, you can say. Now, when it comes to special teams, we had a muffed punt. We let a fake punt go for 60-something yards. Yeah, 60 on the dot. And then, I don't know what else to say. It was bad. So, that being said, let's go over some stats. Lamar Jackson, 17 for 20, 324 yards, 5 I saw the numbers on my fingers. 5 touchdowns, 1 sack for a loss of 1 yard, so it was barely anything. Robert Griffin III, he came in. Yes, he did. Because obviously by the score, if you couldn't tell, he came in. 6 for 6, 55 yards, and another touchdown. Very, very fun, huh? Now, when it comes to the Miami Dolphins quarterbacks, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 14 for 29, 185 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 2 sacks for a loss of 5 yards. Josh Rosen, 1 for 3, 5 yards, an interception, and a sack for a loss of 6 yards. Now, when we go to the Ravens rushing, we have Mark Ingram, 14 carries, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then we have Anthony Levine Sr., the one who did the fake punt, and he had 1 carry for 60 yards. Gus Edwards, 17 carries, 56 yards. Justice Hill, 7 carries, 27 yards. Robert Griffin III, 4 carries, 9 yards. Lamar Jackson, 3 carries, 6 yards. Now when we go to the Dolphins rushing, Kenyon Drake, 4 carries, 12 yards. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 1 carry, 8 yards. You know it's bad when your second leading rusher is your quarterback. Albert Wilson, 1 carry, 1 yard. Mark Walton, 1 carry, 1 yard. Kalen Bludge, 5 carries, -1 yards. Wasn't pretty. Was not pretty. Baltimore receiving. Marquise Brown, 4 receptions, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mark Andrews, 8 receptions, 108 yards, 1 touchdown. Willie Snead, 2 receptions, 41 yards, 1 touchdown. Hayden Hurst, 3 receptions, 41 yards. That was going to say touchdown, didn't you? Nick Boyle, 3 receptions, 26 yards. Seth Roberts, 1 reception, 10 yards. Miles Boykins, 1 reception, 5 yards, touchdown. Patrick Ricard, their fullback, 1 reception, 1 yard, touchdown. Now let's go over to the Dolphins. Had the same amount of players catch the ball, but a whole different story. Devontae Parker, 3 receptions, 75 yards. Mike Gesicki, 2 receptions, 31 yards. Preston Williams, 3 receptions, 24 yards, 1 touchdown. Only touchdown for the Dolphins. Allen Hurns, 1 reception, 22 yards. Kenyon Drake, 2 receptions, 15 yards. Kenny Ballage, 1 reception, 13 yards. Albert Wilson, 2 receptions, 13 yards. Jakeem Grant, 1 reception, -3 yards. Yep. Now when it comes to fumbles, Justin Buffalo from the Ravens recovered one off of a muff punt from Jakeem Grant. Yes, Jakeem Grant lost the fumble. That's what I was going with on the Miami side of the ball. Now, when it comes to defense on the Ravens, they didn't really have to be on the field that much because they were just destroying us. They would get 3 and outs, and if we would get a first down, they would stop us on the following third down, or if not, if we got another first down, just stop us until we scored a touchdown once, and that was pretty much it. And then now, not gonna really highlight the defense. They played horrible. Only thing to highlight was Sam McGuavin had a tackle for a loss, and then he had half a sack, and so did Jonathan Ledbetter. They combined for that 1 sack. And Lamar Jackson for a loss of 1 yard. Yep. Interceptions. Miami had 0 interceptions on the defensive side, but Baltimore had 2. Earl Thomas had 1 returned for 14 yards, and Marlon Humphrey had 1 for 0 yards. That was one off of Josh Rosen. Now when we go to kick returns, Justice Hill 1 return for 9 yards. Jakeem Grant 3 returns for 59 yards. Cyrus Jones on the punt return 2 for 29. Jakeem Grant 1 for a muffed punt. Now when we go to our kickers, Justin Tucker 1 field goal and 8 extra points. Miami, Jason Sanders 1 for 1 field goal, 1 for 1 extra point. Punting, Sam Koch, I don't know how to say his last name. He had 1 punt for 56 yards. There would have been 2 punts in this game, but one of them was a fake punt, and they got 60 yards out of it. And then Matt Hack had 6 punts for 322 yards. 2 of them were in the 20, and his longest was 58. So, like I went over earlier, the Dolphins just looked really bad on every side of the ball. No matter what they did, it looked really bad. Is there a way to fix this? Not necessarily. This is the hole that they dug in themselves, and I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but man, oh man, was it bad. Normally Ravens have our number, so I wasn't really surprised that we ended up losing. But, wow, John Harbaugh just kicked in our throats. So, that being said, Dolphins face the New England Patriots next week, and the only thing you have to look forward to in this game is that 1, it's Dan Marino's birthday, 2, it is the week that they decided to debut the white throwback uniforms, so they're gonna look good while they lose really bad to the Patriots, and yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be very rough to watch, but not much to say. Obviously, we got our butts handed to us, and we have nothing else to do but to come out next week and prove that we're not as bad as everyone probably thinks we are. But there's no promises, and it's not looking very good for the Dolphins. So that's about all. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if not, give it a nice thumbs down for the Dolphins L. But if you did enjoy the video, in all honesty, give it a nice thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell option to get notified every time I upload a video. And not only that, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm going to be trying to tweet a little more often during the games and stuff like that, especially since it's going to be very boring to watch even at the stadium. And also check out byaustinramos.com. And that's pretty much all I have to say for you guys. Just enjoy watching other football games. Just football's back, so it's a good thing watching the Cowboys and the Giants play right now currently. And yeah. So, fins up.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.